The World Health Organization believes a third of all strokes are caused by air pollution.
Is the air you're breathing right now safe? We hate to break it to you, but it's probably not. That's because over 99% of the world's population are now being exposed to unhealthy levels of air pollution. Out of the 7.8 billion people on Earth, only 78,000 of us are breathing in air with pollution levels that fall under the World Health Organization's recommended amount. That's less than the seating capacity at Wembley Stadium, or if you prefer, 0.001% of the world's population. This is all according to a recent study by Monash University, which is looking into the presence of the most dangerous air pollutant out there, the PM 2.5. Should we be worried?
My name's Tim Smedley. I wrote a book about air pollution called Clearing the Air, the beginning and the end of air pollution, because in 2014, 2015, I'd just become a dad. I was living in London and I was reading these crazy headlines about, I think Oxford Street at the time had the worst diesel pollution on Earth. So I was really taken aback by that, and I wanted to get answers as to how this could be, how air pollution got so bad, what it does to us, what it was doing to my newborn child. What is air pollution? Air pollution is anything added to the air that shouldn't be there, so mostly from human activity. There's stuff in the air already, there's small particles such as dust, and then there might be sand, depending on where you live. But anything added by humans is air pollution. And the main things we need to be worried about are PM 2.5, which is small particles below 2.5 micrometers or less. So if PM 2.5 is 2.5 micrometers or less, a nanoparticle is below PM 0.1. And those are so small, they've been found to actually pass through our lungs and into our bloodstream, even pass through our noses into our brains. There's strong research on dementia and Alzheimer's showing that air pollution can pass through our nose and into our brain. It's pretty scary. And then there's gases such as nitrogen dioxide and ozone. Combined, these air pollutants contribute to about 4 million deaths a year globally, just over 7 million globally if you include indoor air pollution. And some recent studies are suggesting it might be up to 8 or 9 million deaths per year. And then zooming into a country level, in the UK, it's around 30 to 40,000 deaths a year.
Our exposure to PM 2.5 should not exceed 15 micrograms per cubic meter air more than 3 to 4 days per year, according to the World Health Organization. But more than 70% of our days globally saw a concentration of PM 2.5 above that, with Southern and Eastern Asia recording elevated levels over 90% of the time.
The NHS in the UK spends an estimated £2 billion each year on treating air pollution related disease. I've even seen estimates that GDP, overall gross domestic product, is suppressed or reduced because of air pollution, because of treating the issues, but also because of people's impacted health. The World Health Organization believes a third of all strokes are caused by air pollution. So there's a lot of diseases linked to air pollution all the way through life. So right from reduced fertility counts, through to children with reduced lung capacity, through to adults that might have heart conditions or right up to heart attacks, through to elderly people with dementia. So air pollution affects us at every stage of life. So one of the good news stories I think about air pollution is that the policies or the actions we take to reduce it are pretty similar to the actions we need to take to reduce climate change. So it comes down to emissions and combustion. We shouldn't be burning stuff to produce our energy because that emits smoke into the air, we breathe in that smoke, but we also know that it adds CO2 to the atmosphere, which is warming the planet. So we need to stop burning stuff. So on the very biggest level, that means moving from coal-generated power to renewable energy. Again, the UK is not too bad on this currently, but it's too slow. We need to ask our politicians to speed that up. Onshore wind farms, they're barely being built anymore because some people don't like to see them. That's crazy.
Over the last 2 decades, there has been a reduction in PM 2.5 levels in Europe and North America, but it's still too high. Whereas in Southern Asia, Australia, New Zealand, Latin America, and the Caribbean has seen pollution levels increased. So what is it like in the countries most affected by air pollution?
Well, my name is Dhawan Aditya Sendil Kumar, and I'm from India, where I'm living in a city called Chennai. And I'm a final year chemical engineer. I only use the public transport, which is usually a city bus. And while going at the city bus, you can feel that wind. The Indian society and the South Asian society overall has been a very pugilistic one, where the people were always subjected to dominance and obedience, where you never have people having knowledge on these kind of issues and even questioning. And even questioning was considered a crime back then because of the social norms. Hence, these social norms are deeply ingrained, in which they are not being open to changes at all. Hence, if you speak about air pollution to these kind of people, they would like, oh, where do I have the time to focus upon that? Like they say that I don't have the time to focus upon that. I have my own life. I need to sustain myself. I need to settle down in life. That's what their replies are.
As we go about our daily lives, we may be none the wiser about the quality of air we're breathing, but it's something to keep in mind.
I do think things are moving in the right direction with things like the low emission zone in London, with things like the electrification of buses. Things are happening, they're just happening slowly. We need to speed them up. But really, my view of the future isn't one that I'm scared of. It's actually one I'm impatient to see. I want to see that future brought forward.
We just need to be responsible as a citizen. As a socially responsible citizen, we need to be conscious about our own actions on what we are doing in public. Like, are we using our object? Are we using our things in a right manner? Are we dumping the waste? Being awareness in your own social circle is important. Doing community service is very important, because if you do community service, you get the satisfaction that you contributed to the society in mitigating the issue. And then last but not least, understand the phrase that nature doesn't need us, but we need nature.